When you look at the overall aspect of coaches getting fired before the playoffs, this is the second coach that's been fired right before the playoffs. The Grizzlies fired Taylor Jenkins, their head coach. They got rid of him before the playoffs, and now the Denver Nuggets getting rid of Mike Malone, who's an NBA champion, which is crazy, right before the playoffs. So that's now 4 of the last 6 coaches to win a championship is no longer with their actual team that they won the finals with. So it's wild to me. You had, and I can pull up the actual list of guys, but you had a good amount of guys and some good coaches that was there. Nick Nurse was one of them as well. He coached the Raptors in 2019. Frank Vogel with the Lakers in 2020. Mike Budenholzer with the Bucks 2021. Denver Nuggets won the finals 2023. Now Mike Malone is fired. So it's crazy to me that all of these championship coaches who won 4 of the last 6 are no longer with the team that they won a championship with. And I don't know what's going on. So when I seen this firing happen with the Denver Nuggets, immediately I'm thinking this might be damn near the dumbest move since the whole Luka Doncic getting traded from the Dallas Mavericks team, because this is just wild. Why are you trading and why are you firing your coaches right before the playoffs? Literally a coach that won you an NBA finals, that's gotten you to the finals on multiple occasions, or I should say playoff runs. He's gotten you on multiple playoffs runs on multiple occasions. He continuously he leads his team and stands up for his guys. So, I'm just shocked here that this was an actual thing, because I look at it from a perspective of you fired your coach. Okay, you throw all of these reasons there, but at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares that Mike Malone didn't necessarily get along with the GM? Who cares that ownership may not have liked him? Who cares that the locker room might have been a little destroyed compared to what it was in the past? All that really matters is going to the playoffs and focusing on winning. You should do that. You should give your team, and you should have enough respect for your guys to give them the respect to go to the playoffs and get a fair shot at winning. Because I'm going to tell you right now, getting Mike Malone fired and letting him go and getting rid of the GM, that's not going to solve nothing come playoffs. You think the morale was bad when Mike Malone was in a head coaching position? It's going to be 10 times worse now with no head coach. Like, are you kidding me? So, yeah, the locker room, it could have been awful. We don't know, because we wasn't there. So, I genuinely don't know how bad it was in the locker room. People say he lost the players, and obviously it was some rumors of the front office and Mike Malone not getting along. We really don't know the full context, because at the end of the day, nobody has said what it truly was. But I can't stand behind ruining a season like this when you're already at the 4th seed in a Western Conference, a tough Western Conference at that. You at least got to give your guys a chance to play out and maybe experiment a little, because despite all the problems that was going on, losing the locker room, tension in the front office, if Mike Malone and the Denver Nuggets were to go win the finals, it would cure everything. Winning cures all in any team sport. So I'm going to just leave it at that. And it's weird to me that they made this move. I don't know why. And now I lose faith for the Denver Nuggets come playoffs. Now they got to go possibly match up against the Clippers, and I lose faith. So before I jump into the whole Clippers series, apparently there was some rumors about why Mike Malone and GM Calvin Booth was fired. So according to Bleacher Report, they did put out a couple articles talking about tension between the GM and Mike Malone. So this could have been the dynamic that ultimately led to the owner, Kroenke, saying, I'm done. We don't do that. It's bad morale, toxic energy. Both of you guys are fired. That possibly could have been the case. We don't know, because nobody confirmed it yet. But also one thing I do know is Kroenke owns Arsenal Football Club. They're good right now. One of his teams is doing good. They probably going to beat my Real Madrid boys, but they're good right now. So he's probably seeing success from his football club in England. And those boys are balling out, doing their thing. So now you go back and look at your Denver Nuggets. The front office and the coaching is got a lot of bad tension. Yeah, he probably was done with it. But it's weird to me that you would do that at this time. And so according to Bleacher Report, they did mention a couple other different things. They might have mentioned that Booth was fired, the GM, because of the job he's been doing putting together a team. So obviously he put together the championship team in 2023. which was extremely helpful. They won a championship. You love to see that anytime. But after that, once they lost Bruce Brown, once they lost Caldwell Pope, they tried to bring in different pieces that just did not work, and it ultimately led them to Russell Westbrook. There was rumors that Russell Westbrook was the reason because the GM wanted to trade him and Mike Malone wanted to keep him. So, there was some tension there, but also that same article from Bleacher Report, and also too, it was another thing, another source came from a Denver Sports as well. They both reported that there was a lot of tension between GM Calvin Booth and Mike Malone. There was apparently arguments that was happening all throughout everywhere in the front office and all throughout, the facility. And then apparently it was happening in front of teammates, in front of other employees with the club. So it was just a lot of different things going on. So it could have been a situation where it just got to a point where it's like, all right, look, these two both need to just be gone. They're both unhinged. And who knows? We still don't know. But this is what the articles is telling me. This is why I'm even mentioning it and just giving you some sort of food for thought about the whole Denver Nuggets situation here. Another possibility of the whole firing here was for Mike Malone. Maybe it was suggested that he wanted to keep guys and, the GM did not want to. So we know how his style is. He's very in your face. He's very much going to speak his mind at any time. And we've seen him stick up for his players. We've seen him criticize referees and all of that. So that could have been an issue that led to, Mike Malone being fired. It's just, at the end of the day, regardless of what the issue is, I will never understand why this happened 3 games before the playoffs. I just won't. Especially when you possibly about to line up against the Clippers. And the Clippers and the Nuggets is going to be a good matchup. And initially, I would have probably picked the Clippers to lose this series if they had to match up against the Denver Nuggets. But Denver Nuggets, whether it was team morale that was bad with Mike Malone, when he's gone, it's going to be awful. So now I'm definitely going with the Clippers if they match up against the Denver Nuggets in the first round. Pretty much anybody that the Denver Nuggets match up against in the first round, I think I'm going to go the opposing team, especially considering they're in the Western Conference where a lot of elite teams are playing some solid basketball right now. Nuggets are 4th seed, so even if they did drop to the 5th seed, they would still have to battle against the Clippers. If they drop to the 6th seed, they would have to go against probably, I think it's the Lakers. And with the Lakers right now, with Luka Doncic and LeBron, if they had to match up against the Denver Nuggets, I would definitely just put all of my money on the Lakers to win this series. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not doing it. It's a weird move to me, and that's just what I keep thinking about of the Nuggets thought it was bad before with Mike Malone, but you fired him right before the playoffs. That shows me you don't want to win. I know he's, Arsenal owner, Arsenal Football Club, and they're on pace to win. So maybe that's what he truly cares about, the owner, Kroenke. Maybe that's truly what he cares about because Arsenal them boys is fully loaded this year. They fully loaded. You won't hear. I'm quiet about the Champions League right now with Real Madrid, and I'm quiet. You won't hear a peep out of me about how good Real Madrid is and what they're going to do because Arsenal has been a problem from the very beginning. So I'll give him an applaud on his football club. But NBA team, this is a ridiculous move here. Equivalent, maybe 2 steps down, 3 steps down from the Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade.